Hi everyone, this is a hopefully quick screencast to show you some of the basic functions in using Diigo, which is the social bookmarking site that we are going to use to collect sources for our annotated bibliographies. So this is the Diigo homepage. Hopefully some of you have had a chance to visit it already and create your account. You can see that I am logged in, but if you hadn't created an account yet, there would be a button up here prompting you to do so. I highly recommend that you install the extension into your browser. It's going to make using the tool so much easier, and it's quite simple to do so. You just click this orange button and then it's going to give you a command to install the extension. Once the extension is installed, you will see this little lowercase blue d in your browser tab. You can see the home page shows you some of the things that you can do with Diigo, but I'm going to show you how to use it around the web. So as I mentioned, my personal learning network is primarily my Twitter feed, and the way that I save things I encounter on Twitter is just by using the like function. So when something shows up in my feed, I click this little heart, and then when I'm actually on Twitter, I can go to my likes and see everything that I've saved. And then when I have some time to actually revisit it, I'll open something that I liked in a new tab. So this, for example, is a keynote address by museum curator Kimberly Drew, where she talks about the importance of different narratives and multiplicity of voices. So if I wanted to save this to my Diigo library, once I'm on the home page, I'm just going to go ahead and click this little D and then select Save Bookmark. Now, I can add tags. I also highly recommend that you get in the habit of using tags. I'm using PARCUL for participatory culture. You don't have to use them for your PLN. You will have to use them when we start using hypothesis in the next module. But if we think about these PLNs as information systems and we recall the value of tags from the module 2 lecture, I think it's good to get in the habit of using tags. I'm also going to use LS121. So these are where I have entered my tags. You can see that it tells you what the actual source is. You could add a description if you wanted, and then I'm going to go ahead and click save. And now it's showing me that this page is bookmarked. So whenever I navigate back to this page, I will see that I have bookmarked this page. And to actually see the source in my Diigo library, if I go back to the Diigo homepage and go to my library, I can see that it's right here. So it includes the tags, it includes a link to the actual source. So that is sort of the bookmarking feature. But then I could edit it, so I could add additional comments or a description. I could get the shareable link. This is how you are going to turn in your sources every week. You're going to use the shareable link that's available. You can email the original source to someone. You could share it to a group. You could add it to an outline of an essay, which is a pretty handy tool in Diigo. And it also just stays in your library now. And you can see the library is organized in chronological order from most recent to oldest. And because I use tags, I could search, I could retrieve this information through the tags. So you can see here are some of the various tags that I have used. And if I go to InfoLit, for example, I've used that tag for 20 items. These are all of the information sources I've bookmarked where I use the tag InfoLit. In most instances, you can see I also use the tag LS121. And they are also organized from most recent to oldest. So here is the keynote address that I just bookmarked. Here is a Medium piece on AI and biased algorithms that I want to save. And in this case, I'm actually going to scan it and highlight this passage. Who is behind the scenes creating this wealth? So now, once I highlight, I get this little pencil option. I'm going to select yellow. Now it's showing me that I have bookmarked. That pencil option was also through Diigo. I could also annotate it, which I'm going to do over here. Nope, that's giving me a highlight option. So look up this statistic, find additional supporting evidence. So this note is attached to this highlighted passage. I'm going to go ahead and select save. And now I could continue to annotate if I want, or I could go back to my library and you will see that it updates in real time. So now this is the piece on AI from Medium that's showing up in my library. And you can see that it includes my note, my annotation, as well as the passage that I highlighted. And again, I could edit any of these notes that I've made in addition to the source itself. So essentially, as you are going around the web and finding information sources that are either interesting to you and or related to your research topic, you're going to use this blue bookmarking tool, this lowercase d. I'm going to bookmark this New York Times piece as well and just add a couple of tags and save it. Now if I go to my library, you can see that it updates in real time. So you'll be amassing a library of sources that you will hopefully be useful to you in your digital annotated bibliography. And then for your homework assignment to share these sources, you are going to use these little dots, this little sort of snowman looking icon. And when you open this, you're going to have the Get Shareable Link option. You're going to copy this, and this is what you are going to turn in as an assignment. You're just going to paste these links in a text box on the assignment submission page. So I find that this has been a really useful tool for me in terms of saving things and especially making use of information I've encountered. So going back to this library and seeing if there's something I want to include in an assignment or recommend to a teacher, or just an easier way for me to find it than my Twitter likes, which are at over 3,000 now, so not the most useful information system for search and retrieval. It is much easier to filter and search through my Diigo library. If you have any questions about this, you can, of course, always contact me or post your questions in our Q&A thread. Thanks.